So it's similar to the previous book in that it's designed to be a sort of step-by-step methodology for building a sales pitch. So you have positioning right now, whether you worked on it or not, you have positioning. So you have at least a thesis on here's who I compete with, here's how I'm different, this is the value I can deliver, these are the customers I'm going after, this is my market category. The sales pitch book helps you map that positioning into an 8-step sales structure with 8 pieces that starts with the insight. It then goes to competitive alternatives, pros and cons of competitive alternatives. Then we have our view of a perfect world, which is where us and the prospect get in alignment, where we say, look, a perfect solution would have these characteristics, right? And if the customer is right, then we pitch. And then the pitch itself is we start with an introduction. Here's who we are. This is what we do. Then we move to differentiated value. So here's my points of value. Here are the features that enable that. And if we do demos, that's probably the demo. And then we wind up with proof. So we need a step where we show the proof we can do what we say we can do. Often a customer case study, but it could be other things, third-party validation, metrics, things like that. There's an optional step for handling an unspoken objection. Obviously, your rep is going to handle any objections that come up during the call, but sometimes we have big unspoken objections around how hard is this thing to deploy, or do I have to buy everything all at once, pricing structure, things like that. So there's an optional step in there to handle an unspoken objection. And then the last step in the pitch is the ask. So what do we want? What's the next step in our sales process, and how do we get the client moving to the next step in the process? So it explains those 8 steps, and then it explains how to take your positioning and map it in there. So how do we get to those 8 steps?